Hey guys, so 6 days out. Yeah, 6 days out. Not even thinking about the days actually at the moment. So I kind of had to think about where I am. But yeah, a good day wrapped up pretty much in the books. It's obviously like sort of the end of my day because my day ends pretty early because I go to bed pretty early at the moment and wake up pretty early. So I thought that I'd try to do these videos at the end of the day so I could sort of wrap up how the day's gone and then obviously any decision making processes that have taken place that I can share with you guys. So what was today? Today was push. So the session itself was pretty easy. It was very similar training volumes. So, well, I say very similar training volumes. It was probably a decent amount lower training volume, but what I mean by volumes is, well, I kept sets the same and I just dropped loading and focused really hard on contractions and focused really hard on using a load that was not going to give me too much muscle damage. We don't want damage, we don't want muscle damage, we want basically to create an environment where substrate can be uptaken very easily. With too much muscle damage, you're going to be forcing a lot of the substrate to be used primarily just for a recovery basis as opposed to filling out glycogen stores. So we want to create an environment where glycogen stores can be optimized, and obviously we don't want to expend or use substrate or nutrients coming in too much so for recovery from muscle damage. Okay. So the session was good. It was a little boring because, as you know me, if you do know me, you know I love training hard. But I do actually, at this point in my prep, require, or at least my body is calling for a deload, in a sense. I don't feel too beaten up, if I'm honest. I could have definitely gone another week without a deload, but nevertheless, it is at a point where I think it's very sensible to be taking one and to be backing off. And so my sessions this week will look like this. Push today, legs tomorrow, which will be very, very conservative. Definitely lowered volumes, certainly lowered intensities. So I really want to try and stave off my legs and see if that brings out any more detail, which I think that it will, because I think they feel tired as a result of higher steps. So legs, and then Wednesday is going to be pull. And then Thursday is going to be push. Friday is going to be an upper body circuit. Saturday, if I can get it in, which I most likely will, it's going to be another upper body circuit. Amongst that is going to be posing every day, posing the AM, so you know I do my first thing posing, and then combined with post-workout posing. Keeping very accountable to the physique, both when flat in the AM and full, or well, not full, but I'll be fuller later into the week, but when pumped, at least post-training. I think analysis of both is very important. And not enough people do this. They just whizzle through their week and they make some nutritional adjustments or they follow a protocol, but they don't look at themselves. You need to look at yourself and you need to be very, very analytical in the way that you do look at yourself. Because if you don't, you're missing the gun, you're jumping the gun on decision-making processes that actually are all relative to how you look. They shouldn't be relative to body weight, they shouldn't be relative to a chart or a specific protocol that you've written out for the entire week. No specific protocol for the entire week should work for the entire week. It's why I've got Luke, my client, who's peaking as well. Vic, my client, who's peaking as well. They have plans, but they are checking in daily, and those plans can change, and that's really important. And we go off the feedback that they give me. They give me a voice note explaining how they feel and how their session went, how they just generally feel, and any sort of information they want to give me, and then they attach their posing update. And that's integral, guys. If you're not doing that as a coach, or you're not doing it for yourself, if you coach yourself, or your coach doesn't ask for it, you need to sort that, because it's very important, in my opinion, my eyes. And I'm sure that it is in yours as well, because you're all very clued up. Nevertheless, Steps have been tapered to 20k a day today, and then steps are going to be tapered further back, most likely. I do feel probably the flattest I've felt in like 2-3 weeks, because with carbohydrates being higher than they usually have been throughout the prep, I've never really felt too flat recently, which is good, because getting too flat can result in tissue loss and obviously strength loss. So I've been sort of like losing body weight while staying relatively full, which is kind of like the optimal situation for a natural bodybuilder, or any bodybuilder for that matter, in my opinion. Whereas, well, what you would say with an assisted bodybuilder is they've got assistance to be holding on to tissue, you know, or potentially building tissue if you're like Kevin Lerone or something. So for me, at the moment, staying full throughout the last 3 weeks has been really, really good. And obviously my body is now burning through substrate. And obviously, every day I'm waking up at the moment and I'm seeing changes. I'm seeing something come in. Like this morning, my glutes, I posted up on Instagram because that's the leanest my glutes have ever looked. And I knew that was coming. Because during my rest day yesterday, I just felt flat all day. I felt significantly more fatigued than I had done, like dietary fatigue. And I just know that when I feel like that, I'm expecting something to happen. Like I feel in a deficit. By Wednesday this week, I want to start slowly incrementing things up. I feel like backing off my steps will allow some fullness to be regained through fact of reducing energy expenditure and being off my feet less. But I do feel like there's going to be a substrate increase also needed to elicit the response that we want in terms of being fully full. Because it's British finals, I can't risk being like 90%. Like I need to be on the fucking money, and I will be. So I'm pretty sure that whatever I do is going to be just nailed, because I just feel like I know my body very well at this stage. So that's the plan so far. So steps coming down, sessions left to hit, and I've got my haircut on Wednesday. I'm going to get my haircut. Going to do something a little bit different. So keep your eyes peeled. Secrets out. And yes, going to do that. Thursday, going to prep everything, shave. Friday, going to travel up. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Macros today were 400 carb, 40 fat, 170 protein as usual, no changes. And steps were 20k, train to push. That's it for today, guys. Lots of love, see you in a bit.